I, on behalf of the Congress Party and the opposition in the state of Meghalaya, express our serious concern about the mismanagement of the COVID situation by the government in the state of Meghalaya. It's the failure of the government in enforcing the provision of the Disaster Management Act 2005. I was just looking at the news item. From some corners, the blame game was coming. Even some of the MLAs from the ruling side, they have been giving statement blaming the health department and also the minister in charge of health to be the sole responsible in the mismanagement of COVID situation in the state of Meghalaya. When this kind of notified disaster is there, it's not the responsibility of only one department. The entire government, comprising of each and every department, will have to be collectively responsible as far as the handling of this kind of disaster is concerned. Why I am telling that the government has failed in enforcing the provision of the National Disaster Act 2005, because the Chief Minister, Mr. Conrad Sangma, who himself is the chairman of State Disaster Management Authority, is not taking any responsibility. Rather, he is passing on the blame to only one department, to the health minister, by making him a fall guy. He's trying to make him a scapegoat. It's very, very unfortunate. Section 38 of the Disaster Management Act 2005 clearly says how to involve each and every department of the government of the state. And Section 40 of Disaster Management Act clearly mentions that all the local authorities, the Garvers norm, Rangbas norm, and all the traditional heads are to be involved when this kind of notified disaster is before us. And every necessary assistance has to be given forward to these local authorities. The Rangbas norm, in the context of Shillong conglomeration, they are working day and night. They are supporting the government, but then they are not taken into confidence by the government, by the district administration, and no necessary supports and assistance is being found to be given forward to them. It's high time that testing facilities are to be increased across the state. And I have been time and again suggesting in every meeting, including inside the house, in my submission I have suggested to the government that there can be makeshift centers for collecting samples, because many people are voluntarily willing to test themselves. But then since they are subjected to go to the hospital to even give their samples for the test, many of our people are reluctant to go to the hospitals, because even the suspected COVID patients are being treated or taken to the hospital, so thereby considering the hospitals to be the contaminated area. So each and everyone who are conscious about health, their health, will be reluctant, of course, to go to the hospitals to give their samples. Therefore, there can be makeshift arrangements for collecting samples across the state. And from the news we could see, the government was admitting that the report of the tests are being delayed as because there are too much of rush. And from the preceding days, there has been lots of issues which are in backlog. Therefore, the results are being delayed. I have reasonable doubt if the government is prepared to tackle this COVID in the state of Meghalaya. If unprecedented, extraordinary situation arises in future, wherein that spike is too much and thousands of our people are to be tested, then what is going to happen? There is always apprehension that we may lose lots of precious lives in future. And when this Disaster Management Act 2005 is enforced, and when Epidemic Diseases Act 1897 is enforced, the fundamental rights of the people of the state are curtailed and restricted. And when the fundamental rights of the people are restricted or curtailed, adequate assistance, including the reliefs, should be given to the people.